Hey there. So, welcome back. As you can tell, I have changed locations. These afternoon storms are just kind of getting the best of me as far as recording wise. So, I decided to come into my house. But as you can see, I live in a regular house. I'm a regular person. And I'm sure that there's toys all over this place because I'm a regular mom, but still striving to maintain good health and care for my body. So, you are no different than me. All right, so let's get started. Come into a comfortable cross-legged position or on your knees, and all you need is your mat and a good attitude today, okay? So I'm gonna start deep breathing on my knees. You can again be in a comfortable cross-legged position if you'd like. And let's just go ahead and tune into our breath. So close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Good, and begin to become aware of your breath, continuing to move at your own pace and your own rhythm. Good, begin to breathe with the belly button moving away from the spine on every inhale. Good, and on your exhales, draw the belly button into the spine. Good, notice your abdominal cavity beginning to fill up like a balloon. Good, and contract tightly. Good, continue to deepen your breath. So research has shown the benefits of deep breathing in reduction of anxiety, stress, your serum cortisol levels, which means your blood cortisol and insulin levels, which are two stress hormones. They are greatly reduced during deep breathing. Good, 2 more deep breaths in. Good, exhale all the way out. Noticing the softness that's coming over the breath and over your body. Good. And let's take that rhythm and take your breath into our postures. So let's come into a downward facing dog. Remember with down dog, you're in an upside down V position. Oftentimes, a lot of us start rounded and not able to draw the hips back. So what I'd like for you to do is bend the knees, lifting the heels off the mat. Let's take the hamstrings out of the equation. Go ahead and shift the weight off the hands. Bring it into the hips and the feet. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to draw the heels down until you find that point of tension where your back starts to round. Good, deep breath in, long breath out. Good, inhale, come into high push-up. Good, you can drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. You've got shoulders in line with the wrists. Knees can come off the mat if that feels comfortable on your back, or you can keep them resting. Good. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips off. Good, and drop back. Let's oscillate the knees back and forth. So bending one knee at a time, straightening the other, drawing the heel down to the mat. Kind of bicycle the knees. Good. Stretching out the calves. Continue to deepen your breath. Inhale, high push-up. Shoulders in line with the wrist. You can drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Exhale, down dog. Good. This time, shifting the weight side to side, so keeping the feet equal as far as heel height, and then just shift, tilt the weight towards the left of your hips, tilt the weight towards the right. Good. So I'm kind of bending one knee a little bit because I'm really bending over. For most of you, it might just look like this. Good. And one more time. Inhale, high push-up. Drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward dog. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale, come into child's pose. Bring the knees wide on the mat, toes together. Set the hips down and back. Good, deep belly breaths here. You're really using gravity. This is an opportunity to let the belly really open up and the belly button move away from the spine. Good. Inhale, come up onto all fours for cat and cow. Inhale, tip the tailbone up towards the sky. Let the belly button drop to the ground. Lift through the chin and chest. For cow. Exhale, come into cat. Round the spine. Lift up through the shoulders to the back. Good. Exhale. Inhale, come into cow. Exhale, come into cat. Good. One more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, come into cat. Good. Balancing on all fours. Keep the shoulders in line with the wrists, hips in line with the knees. Let's go and extend the left leg back behind us. Ball of the foot is on the mat. On an exhale, lift that back foot off the ground and then extend opposite arm. Good, really hugging everything into the midline as well as through the core, protecting the lower back, making sure that you're not arching the lower back, but keeping a nice neutral spine. Good, exhale, let's shift the legs, extend the right leg back behind you, take a deep breath in, on your exhale, lift that right heel up, good, and extend the opposite arm. Don't forget to breathe. Good. And when you're ready, bring both knees and feet down. Let's come onto our bottoms. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Take a deep breath in, lifting the arms over the head. I want you to flex the toes. And on an exhale, gently bow forward. Good, so you can go as far as your body will let you. A lot of times the tightness in the hamstrings is what limits our range of motion in this pose, as well as tightness in the lower back. So a couple of things, you can put a micro bend in the knees if it's just really uncomfortable for you. Or if you want to keep the legs straight, you can just gently come out of the pose a little bit more and not go so far down. Good, so I'd like for you to grab your toes and really draw the toes back. Good, feeling a nice stretch in the bottom of the feet. And then I'd like for now you to point your toes with your fingers. So really using your fingers and your hands to press the toes down. And you can just kind of notice how different the stretch is if you press on different toes. For me, for instance, I'm like really tight between my big toe and the second toe. But my third and fourth seem pretty okay. Good. Inhale, rolling up the spine, one vertebra at a time. Good. Let's come to a nice straight back. And let's cross the right leg over the left. So I'll turn just so you can see this a little bit easier. If you're bringing your right foot flat on the ground, now go ahead and cross it, but again, keeping that foot flat. Okay, so the knee is lining up with the breastbone. You're doing your best to bring the knee as close to the chest as possible. Good, you can take a deep breath in, lift through the crown of the head. And on an exhale, I'd like for you to bring the opposite elbow, so this time left elbow, outside the right knee. You can use that back hand back behind you to really twist the upper body open. Good, so deep belly breathing in this posture is really important in drawing that shoulder away from the ear. Good. Inhale and exhale, release. Good. Unplugging both legs. So I'm going to turn to the side. Let's go on this side. Let's do a side view so you can see. I'm going to bend the left leg this time. Cross it over the right. My foot is flat as it can be. And Draw that knee into the chest. Take a deep breath in. Extend through the crown of the head. Good. And on your exhale, let's bring the right elbow outside the right knee. Good. And notice I'm really rotating the upper body. My hips are not rounding and my back is not curving to get me there. Okay, I'm maintaining a straight spine. Good. And just go as far as your body will let you. It's more about really how you feel than it is about it being perfect necessarily. Because no matter where you're at, you're going to get the benefit of this pose. Good, so deep belly breath. So what's happening when you breathe is that your intercostal muscles of your rib cage, which are the little tiny muscles in between each rib, are getting stretched. This is a great pose. Because oftentimes we don't take care of those muscles. Good, and exhale, release. Great, so let's come onto our backs. So to do that, I want you to stack both legs on top of each other and then come to a sideline position and then rolling onto your back. Okay, that's to protect the neck. What I'd like you to do is bring the heels in line with the knees and make them about 6 to 8 inches away from the bottom. So draw the shoulder blades together by lifting one shoulder off at a time. Good. Gently lift the hips up and interlock the fingers underneath, kind of like you're holding your husband or your wife's hands underneath your bottom. Okay? Keeping the neck straight, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, lift the hips off the ground. Good, pressing the weight into the heels. Now, an often tendency here is to let the legs open up. I want you to draw the inner thighs together, squeeze the glutes. Good, and lift up. This is called bridge. If this is just absolutely too uncomfortable for you and you don't like it, you can place your hands underneath your hips. Good, to help lift the hips up and take some of the weight off the glutes. That'll help give you a stretch. Good, without a lot of the strength building part of it. Good, deep belly breath. Inhale and exhale, release. Good, bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the knees. Good, and rock from side to side. Listen, just this simple motion feels great on my lower back, as well as even in the attachment of the femur bone into the hip. Good, so let's keep the left knee bent. This will be our last pose. Extend the right leg. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, I want you to let this left leg fall across the body. Okay? Good, so you're really letting that left hip open up. But only go as far as to where you can keep this left shoulder on the ground. So you're extending the opposite arm of the direction that your knee's going. Okay? And turn your gaze looking over to the left. This is a great pose. Kind of wringing out the spine here. Inhale. And exhale, release. Good, let's switch legs. Right knee to the chest. Extend the left leg. Good, take a deep breath in. And exhale, let the right leg fall across the body. Good, extending the right arm out to the side. So it's completely normal if you hear some snap, crackle, and pops of your back. That's a natural, normal adjustment. Good, deep belly breath. And when you're ready, you can gently come back to neutral. Again, bringing both knees into the chest. Let's roll over to one side, pressing back up into a seated posture. Great. Well, I hope that your lower back feels a lot more loose and stretched out, and that you're able to beat the rain at your house, wherever you are, by still working out, even in your living room. Thanks for joining me. Namaste.